If everybody's
I'm
ready.
also ready.
We ended outside of the portcullis main gate of Dalaran. And we were awaiting the quick oncoming of night, where a figure had come to Loop earlier and said he would give him some cercination tools if he would help him with a summoning.
And we're hanging out too, right?
Yeah, I think you all have kind of made your camp there. And you know you're leaving in the morning.
It's like he's on a first date and we're there to just make sure the person isn't completely psycho.
Yep.
So it's full night has settled, and the town is still decently active. There's a militia has been reformed. They're being retrained by the Golden Army soldiers, so there's some patrolling going around, but all is mostly quiet. And a hooded, robed figure approaches. He has a long, thick gray beard, and he carries with him this decent-sized pouch, just kind of holding it in both hands, and he has a couple smaller pouches attached to his belt, and he has a small, just wooden box strapped to his back. And he comes up to Loop. Are you still sitting in your protective circle?
Yes, my circle is my blankie of trust. It's where it keeps all the bad things out and all the good things in.
He walks up to you. He doesn't even look at any of the rest of you. And he places this pouch in his hands in front of you, inside your circle. And you can see that this is a pouch made out of human flesh. Inside is a bone talisman. And he says, "This is yours to keep. If you would aid me in drawing the prison circle and the summoning."
What is it?
I am in need of the service of a Raksha. The final price for my joining of the Order of the Miner is close at hand. This talisman will give you a powerful defense against corporal spirits.
Loop looks at the talisman without touching it for a minute. And he thinks maybe he can... He's trying to, look at it and see if he understands what it is. Just before he even touches it or does anything with it.
You have cercination trained already, I believe, right?
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, you can tell that this is a special cercination tool. And it also comes with a kit. And he's even pulling all of this out because he's about to use all of this as well. And it's just, he has chalk, iron filings, silver and bone inlays, these thin pieces. And he's just using them to draw lines and create kind of an outline of his circle, and he's saying he will let you keep it after they use it if you help him.
All right. Just so you know, my friends are skilled warriors. If this goes bad, would it be wise for us to defend you and us?
It is always wise to defend yourself against unknown spirits. But I believe our circle will hold.
All right. I will aid you. May I also aid you in the summoning? I am unskilled and looking to learn.
I would accept your aid.
Okay. Luke gets up, looks around, and starts helping. Before we start, hey, Bikoff,
Yep.
you should sing your song now.
Might get in the game. Yeah, I can do that.
So we'll have to cut. If you're gonna start singing now, we'll have to come up with a fail consequence.
I mean, he's loud and annoying.
So yeah, if you fail, it will still, like, you'll sing, you'll power your sword, but it's going to draw a large crowd of people.
For what reason does this man want to summon this thing?
Sir, I don't quite understand myself. Could you explain it to us?
I belong to an order of summoners. In order to progress in rank and be accepted into the next order, I've been given a quest to obtain the heart of the grove, protected by foul undead and living tree.
Where is this grove?
The desolate grove to the north.
Beyond the temple.
Yes, there is a fallen temple at its edge. I passed by there not a few days ago.
Why don't you tell us about it, since we're heading that way?
Oh. I would not were I you. There was a large force of the Thomistian army, and there was a massive, foul-blooded orc.
Well, I suppose we know what's ahead of us then.
Would any of your companions wish to join us? Have you any desire to learn of a summoning?
You still haven't explained why you need this thing. You need to go to the Desolate Grove. Why summon something here? Why not wait till you're at the Grove?
The lands are unsafe to travel. I am but an old man. I have some powers and a connection with the spirits that rule this world, but I'm in need of aid from a powerful being. A Raksha is a supernatural entity which could easily protect me from the foes which lie before me.
We're headed in that direction. Why don't you just come with us and save all this trouble of drawing spirits?
No, this is the only way.
Come now, friend. My troop has done battle with foul spirits of many sorts. Recently, a quite powerful being of Anti. We are capable.
That may be true, but I am of sole desire, and I can risk no delineation from my course. This is all required of me by the Order.
Does your order have a name?
I am of the third. I will be of the fourth upon delivery of the Heart of the Grove.
I think we went through all this effort to protect this town. Calling forth dark creatures at this moment would be a very bad idea.
A Raksha is no more dark than it is light. A trickster entity of sorts. But one that is easily bargained with.
Lenora has no idea, so just stares at him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ivo would just sort of squint and shake his head at all of this because it's just not his wheelhouse. So when he invites us to help, it's just like he just again kind of shakes it off. Doesn't say much, probably muttering under his breath, skeptical kind of stuff that no one can make out.
So Lenora looks at Loop and says, "Is this thing a danger to these people? Is it a danger to you?"
It will be a danger to me, but that is why we are making these circles. Depending on what he asks for and what he is willing to give to them, then it could be a danger to others. What? I don't know what you're willing to give, sir. Can we have that discussion before we move on?
I will bear the creature's mark. It will be my first mark. I have taken many years to decide when and upon what name I should let impose upon me.
I think I have one of these things. And Luke will pull down his cheek a little bit to look at him with his eye. Well,
So you receive a mark from this creature, and in exchange, it protects you when you go into the grove.
Precisely. I will also offer it the treasure of the Heart of the Grove, for there is myth and legend of many riches to be found.
Loop looks at Lenora and says, and shakes his head like, probably not that. I think that's for us. Unfortunately, sir, I think we seek the treasure at the Heart of the Grove.
We do? This is me out of character.
Perhaps vagaries abound, but I think we're headed that way to search for an item. And the treasure at the Heart of the Grove is vague and seems important, so maybe? Loop says.
Okay. I thought it was in the temple. It's in the grove, huh?
It's around there, Krug.
Okay.
What did he say about profit? Like Ivo sort of perks up.
He said, "Great treasure."
If we successfully summon whatever?
Not for you.
Not for us, for the thing.
Oh, okay.
Also, I think we want that treasure. Do you, sir, do you even know what this treasure is?
It is not important. I only seek the
It
heart.
may be important to us.
I have no clue. The circle is done. So he's setting an Ob 6 prison circle.
Oh shit! Am I rolling or I'm helping him?
You're helping him, so you'll still get.
That's challenging, which I don't need, but sure. Can I help him with something besides Cercination?
Let me just look real quick. I don't think so.
I don't-
Cercination's pretty dang specific.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I was gonna see if I could like shoehorn in symbology or blend.
I would let you do symbology. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take a challenging test for that.
Okay. Also, you just looking at the circle, you can tell that he is very good at cercination.
What? I believe we all offered. Well, I offered everyone else to help. So if you guys want to help, you can help. But like, that's up to you guys.
I don't think we have any abilities that can help with this.
Fair.
Can you
I
attempt
also
to
think this-
open with help? I forget.
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
That's just like me remembering, kind of. So maybe.
Nope, you can't. You have to have the skill in order to be able to help.
I don't know if that succeeded or failed.
It didn't show up, did it?
No.
I can still see the dice on my screen. It's 1, 2, 3, He passed with a 6.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
I have already prepared a fortress circle as he points down to his circle. Would you like to have one for yourself?
No, this is fine.
Okay.
Okay. And then he'll roll the summoning. So he starts to perform this extremely elaborate summoning, and it actually goes on for a few hours over through the night. And so if you wanted to try and stay up, you could.
I will attempt to help him.
So you're
Okay.
helping him.
Yeah.
Well, that's, you
Is
already
that
agreed up,
dwarf-
so you have to.
Is that dwarven girl with us already?
No, she's to meet you in the morning. She's planning on leaving with the Golden Army and to find you.
Yeah, I feel like if this is going to be an hours-long thing, Ivo would probably turn in. I don't know where. I can't remember if we're staying at an inn or something, but like if we're about to start like some long expedition, and I can't be any help.
Well, I'm staying to make sure that Loop stays alive.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Lenora, would it make sense if I just took a nap here and you woke me if things got strange?
That sounds fine.
Okay. I don't want to abandon all of you. We just can't be much help in this kind of ritual. And it creeps me out.
I made a bed in the back of the cart if you want.
I appreciate it, Loop. Just yell if you're being attacked by demons or something.
Okay, I will yell, oh god, I'm on fire.
That works.
Yep.
I'm a light sleeper.
That one showed up.
Oof.
Does that give you a test for summoning towards opening? I think so.
Yes, it did.
Nice. Not automatically though, so just make sure you do it.
Yeah, it automatically does. But something bad happens.
So, Ivo, you are woken out of a deep sleep. By what sounds just like an explosion of flame. And you're startled awake. Probably anyone who is dozing off is startled awake. And you can see that this white flame is kind of erupting within this shimmering prism circle that they have drawn. And a form begins to kind of appear within the flame and almost of the flame. And you see this. It actually appears almost like a man. But almost covered in this fur and has these markings on his face that look almost like ash kind of coming off of his face. And he looks around at all of you and then holds eyes with Alderaan. Alderaan drops to his knees Lord Ruko of Vraksha, hear me. And the Raksha smiles. And then Alderaan starts to gasp and wheeze and suffocate, grasping at his throat. He falls over in front of you, and within seconds, his whole body almost withers into this dust. And he just fades. And there's just a slight breeze like blows away the last little bit of remains of his ashes. And then the Raksha turns and holds Loop's eyes.
Hello.
This is
I mean, you know, Mark.
This is a powerful circle. And you aided him in the summoning.
I did.
I can feel it. Why?
I didn't have the tools in order to do this, and he offered them in exchange for my help.
Tools? You partook in
Yes.
this for some metal and bone?
I couldn't make it myself. I am untrained in these ways. But these are the ways of my enemy. And so I must learn them to learn my enemy.
I know of your enemy. I know of many things.
And
This soul that I have taken, his intent was to give me your soul.
oh, I figured it was something along these lines.
The hell?
There's a reason why I had the cast singing. And there's a reason
circle-
why I'm not alone.
I don't know if I ever made a test to start singing.
Yeah, whatever.
You would have had to potentially roll to sustain it for hours, and so I don't know if that would have been. I mean, I think it is. Elves can sing for a really long time, but we didn't actually get there. Yeah, do you want to start singing now?
I don't know. We're kind of at a neutral. I don't know if that would be seen as an act of aggression.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to hold off for now.
This soul I have taken, it is only half of the bargain. I could be persuaded to offer you my services.
And what would the price be?
You would simply have to bear my mark.
In kindness, new friend. I do not know you.
I know you. I know what you seek, the scythe. I could lead you to it, perhaps even help you obtain it. And all you would have to do is carry my sign upon your skin.
that's what he was gonna do. I mumble from behind you.
Yes. And he was going to burn me upon his altar to do it. In gratitude to you not killing me, I will do you a service. But I shall not bind myself to you, or you to this world.
That would be a pity. I suppose I shall have to take the scythe for myself then.
I would not make that argument. Many people want this.
Yes,
Mark
but I know
sounds
where
like
it is.
like a small price to pay.
It's not a mark on. May you explain what a mark is to us?
Would you bear my mark, lady? I know you to be a devout and pious woman for a forsaken god. Perhaps it is time to find a new god.
Lenora just points at Loop. Your deal is with him.
My deal is with any that would take my mark. I have obtained my soul already. How
She just
say
gives
you, elf?
Loop a little nudge from behind. Do it. Only way to keep this thing from fusing.
I am impressed by your power. What may you grant me in exchange for this mark?
I will let you name that.
I would name not having it.
He said he was going to lead us to the thing, just so you know.
Oh, I already think I know where the thing is.
I'll double check one thing here. You can ask anything of him except a social request. Summoning options are on 325.
This is the codex, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do. 325.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was simply going to ask for physical service, that the service, that he be accompanied to his destination and aided and protected.
Anything but social?
Yeah.
Alright. Here's the problem. I don't know what having a mark on my body is.
So it's mechanically it's a character trait, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
It's the most benign of things it can take from you.
Until you go somewhere where the mark is recognized and see what ensues, for good or bad.
They like the Temple of Asher when I'm wearing a cross of the devil. You know.
That's what gets you. That's what creates. Puts you in bad
Conflict.
situations, though, and then you get Artha.
Sir, I have many facets to my soul. How...
And you, elf, would you bear my mark? One of your long-lived blood would be quite a boon to each of us. Think of the power I could give you. what you could do with it, who you could save.
Power of that nature is not in my interest.
Not even if it means restoring the Lady Asher.
What's done is done.
A simple, foolish way to see it. I would have thought one of your kind could understand. I have many dwarves that worship me, most in secret. Would you become an open worshipper of mine, Ivo of the Hill?
I don't really worship spirits, I'm sorry. Appreciate the offer, though.
Then I shall partake of you. Maybe we meet again.
How about this, sir? When we meet each other again, we will meet each other as friends.
That is unlikely. Goodbye.
Bye.
And then you see he transforms into this mist and just evaporates through the barrier into the clouds. And you see that the circle is completely broken in the dirt and sand.
Loop looks over at the tools and this dude's burnt body.
Was it worth the price?
I mean, I don't know what I paid, so maybe?
One man dead and a monstrosity roaming the land.
A monstrosity that is aware of our existence.
Who intends to take the sky for himself.
I didn't know. I just wanted some tools.
Your greed will be your undoing.
Possibly ours.
Luke walks over to the guy and just starts taking what he did this for, and like, we'll see. Oh, did I get that guy's name? Oh, I think I did. So, Reed.
Yep.
Do I get the tools?
Mechanically, it is a cercination set, and it is a magical one at that, a talisman of protection, specifically from, it's a +2. Oh, I just lost the page, but, I'm not sure if you can, I guess just, yeah, make an item. I think you can do magic items. It's specifically... Oh, here we go. Against major corporal spirits, you get a +2 in a duel to their. You get a +2 to your body of argument in a duel of wits. And I think it gives a +2 ob when you roll against them on things outside of a Duel of Wits. I just lost the items page. Oh, here we go.
Neat.
Yeah, mechanically, when you fail a summoning, you can do a Duel of Wits to try to come back from it, so long as the payment is still paid. So if you had agreed to take his mark, it would have been a Duel of Wits. Talisman of Protection, specific to an order of spirit, third order, major corporal spirits. Increase the obstacle of tests made by spirits against you.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Do you know the page? I'm trying to look for it.
394 in the Codex. This item is enough to like get you officially become a member of the First Order. If you can find them.
I don't even know who these people are, but sure. Talisman of the Third Order and Talisman of Protection.
Yeah, they're one and the same.
Okay, cool.
And they also act as your cercination tools. And he has that like pouch made of human skin that he kept it in. And you know that it won't, like, it needs to be all of it together, including the human skin. Like, you have to keep that for it to work.
Neat. You guys are all staring at Loop like, what the fuck just did you do? And Loop's like, cool, I got some magic shit. I don't know what it does, but cool. So what do you all plan to do with the rest of your night?
It's done. Let's get some rest and prepare to leave in the morning.
Indeed.
The next morning, there's kind of a stillness in the air, and there's just a heavy fog and gray sky. And all the Golden Army warriors you have no horses. They're just getting packs and wearing light armor, if anything. Some of them have like redressed just to look like common folk. And a few are acting as cart pullers, just dressed as if they were hired help. Or even slaves. And so they all leave with you, and you have a dwarven woman who is joining you. She comes, you must be Master Ivo.
Who brought her up? Sorry.
She came up by herself. Yep.
Didn't we already meet? Am I crazy, or didn't we meet at that tavern?
We saw her, but we didn't interact with her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she just wanders up.
Yeah, your whole group of 20 soldiers and you all and she are leaving Dalaran. You're heading into the Dalaran lands.
Okay.
And so as you're all
Gwenmere, stay close to me and try not to cause any trouble. This could be a challenging journey.
Oh, I've been this way many times before. But I thank you for your worry, Master Ivo. Miss Leone said you were a very good dwarf, stout of character.
Yeah, of course I'm great. Yes. Good character too, of course.
I'm eager to get to Eager. I have not been home in some time. Tell me, what path are we to follow? Would not going through the Outlands be the easiest?
I think we're headed to the Desolate Grove first before we can head west to Eager.
That's such a foul name for it, isn't it? The dwarves and the gnomes have inhabited that grove for thousands of years. The rumors of the dark creatures in the deeps of the groves are something that children's stories, you know. None of that's true. But I still don't think it is quite as navigable as the Outlands. You intend to take this whole force here into the forest. There are the tree folk, of course, to worry about.
Well, one step at a time.
One, two of your companions here.
I just introduced them pretty quickly.
Hello.
She just meets all of you, and if you remember, the soldiers are all being led by Malcolm, and you travel for most of the day at a pretty brisk pace. And it seems the further you get towards the forest, heading north, the darker the sky is getting. It should be midday, and it's this kind of twilight everywhere around you.
There's Thomist forces at the Temple of Asher, according to the man that Loop turned to dust. I tell Malcolm.
That is what I fear as well. This is exactly the type of atmosphere that goblinoids would wander through. I worry what we are to find. Has
Should we
Asher's
prepare
temple.
for a battle then?
My men are always prepared for a battle, but I don't know how close I want to get with our force so obvious. Perhaps if we sent a small team forward, they might not be spied as easily and can report back. I have a few men that could do it, and two of which I put my complete faith in. Would any of your party wish to join?
I think we should all go. Meaning our whole squad, our crew.
Four volunteers.
Are you sure? Apologies, I don't know if I'm there.
What do you guys think?
I'm not necessarily the sneakiest of peoples.
None of us are sneaky.
I think Ivo's sneaky. I mean, I hope Ivo's sneaky. I don't actually know.
Ivo, are you sneaky?
I mean, I have snuck in my days, yes.
Would you like to join the reconnaissance group?
I feel like I should stay with Gwenmira.
I mean, if we're not going to be sneaky, then let's be loud. I can be an oblivious merchant who's just bubbling down the road until they get stopped by someone.
I don't think we're trying to draw them out either. We just want to see what's ahead. I'll go with them if none of you wish to go.
I'll go with you if you would allow me to.
Come along. We might as well open observation skill eventually.
I mean, I got that. Just not sneaky.
Yeah, I think I'm generally good at observation.
Yeah, I feel like that's a skill we probably, I mean, generally have
Yeah.
pretty good scores in. I mean, I know I have 4 rank, 4 in that B4, whatever it's called.
I mean, observation's more of a verse. Actually, I think it says it's always a versus test, so it's more for discovering hidden. This would probably be more like tactics or camouflage. You can try to open. There's another one I can't think of similar to tactics. Strategy or logistics.
I would love to open logistics, but I don't think this is logistics. Like this
Yeah,
is like trying to see an ambush, right?
I think this is strategy or tactics, isn't it?
So it's also a week-long travel.
Uh-huh.
So actually, I think if you wanted to try to open, if anyone wanted to try to open logistics, you could do so during this week, because this is, I think, applicable. You're moving a large force from one place to another, so it's kind of your beginning of understanding of what it's like when you're commanding armies and actually sending lines from one place to another. So if anybody wants
I
to do
would
that.
love to open logistics.
So this is it's a logistics test and not a strategy test?
I think strategy will come into play. I just want to see how it words it. Guiding armies through war. Move your army unseen through an area. Yeah, it is more strategy. That's... God, it's really both in a way. Let's do it this way. Anyone who would stay behind can do logistics, and anyone who's going forward to like spy out what's happening would roll strategy.
I mean,
Failure
I could try to-
consequence is going to be just the you're going to find signs of orcs having gone through the area if you fail.
Logistics.
Oh, let me change the
What's the obstacle?
Yeah, so let's see.
Recognize a strategic ally or opponent. Create a credible threat of force. Assessing a salient point. Plan of attack. Plan of campaign. Proper provenance for your force.
Looks like an ob 3 then.
Sailing a salient point. Yeah.
Well, we're not attacking. We're just reconnaissancing.
Well, it's I think assessing. I guess. Let me see.
It could just be observation, man. Like, I think we're just overthinking this.
No, I mean if you read observation, it really like doesn't apply at all. That's like if you were gonna go track down the orcs, observation or tracking probably, but I think this is definitely. I think assessing a salient point, like scouting out an important place, that's exactly what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Ob 3 strategy, and then so it sounded like Ivo was staying back. Who else was staying back? Daketh? I can't remember what you said.
Yeah, I can't decide where. So they're taking most of the fighters, or a lot of the fighters, to go explore. Then I should probably stay back.
No, it's a small group of us.
It's a small group.
It's
Okay.
like it's right now. It's 4 of us.
Yeah, I'll go then.
I will go as well, unless someone needs to hang back to do the logistics, then I will do the logistics. Otherwise, yeah.
I can roll alone. I mean, it's another like. Do I just click learning
I think so.
and then just like the root skill, basically? Yeah.
I have learning and practices, and then a bunch of skills in there that I'm learning and practicing.
Yeah.
Logistics would be
Um,
Ob2 supplying a small force for a week.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll hang back and roll that since I've been doing that this entire time, anyways.
Well, so how does that work? Do we roll independently or?
Yeah. Everybody rolls their own roll.
Okay, so can I roll for logistics? Because you have obstacle 3 set. If I'm reading
Yeah, I'll
Foundry
change it.
right, or
You can go ahead and do it now.
Forge. Okay.
What is our failure consequence individually?
It's the same. It's just a simple, you will see signs of orcs. And then you can go from there if you wish to figure out how far they are or keep going or whatever.
Did I do it right?
Looks like it.
You did. Yep.
It seemed like a lot of dice to be learning.
Everybody else doing 3?
I'm gonna do logistics.
Oh, you are? Okay. That's a 2.
All right, so I'm
So
gonna
yeah.
roll. And wait, we can't help each other,
Not with beginner's luck.
Dakath and I,
I don't believe so.
because we're both beginners.
Ooh.
Can't one of you help with another skill and then just not take the learning skill? Would that be agreeable to everyone?
If you need a routine, I guess. Well, it'll double the odd, but yeah.
You're back.
All right, I'm gonna roll my logistics real quick and fail. So, bonus dice. I'm gonna screw it. I'm gonna throw 3 persona on this because I need to spend persona. This is why wouldn't I do this? And get a meat. I'll spend my 1 fate on it.
You were so close. You got it.
Bam. Rewarded for absolutely no reason. I don't see no orcs, and you guys have food. That's all I know. I'll be right back.
All right, Nick, do you want to help or do you want to learn the skill?
I think he said.
Sorry,
he would-
it was muted. Which skill is it?
Strategy.
Strategy. I think I'd rather start learning the skill.
All right, so then we both roll against an obstacle 3.
So I'm learning what is the skill type?
It's military, and it's will per.
Okay.
Well, that's 1 success.
Should I roll with a persona? Didn't think about that. I gotta start using my rewards or Arthur or whatever. Keep forgetting.
I have also failed.
You guys need to stop failing. You push up those numbers.
I forgot the strategy of simply succeeding.
It's good strategy.
So the army gets about a day away when you start seeing orc tracks, large groups, like massive amounts of orcs moving through the lands. And so they decide to stop and send a small force up ahead. And you find the same loop, oblivious to the orc tracks. Everybody else, finding them really easily, pointing them out to him, showing him what they're seeing. And there's a lot of evidence of large activities of orcs. And you can't really tell day from night at this point, other than there's just a slightly purple glow in the sky during the day. But it's like a deep twilight. There's no sounds of birds or animal or insect, which is extremely rare or unheard of for the Dalaran lands. And from kind of a large hilltop, those who pushed ahead see the church of the temple of Asher. There is a large, there's a ton of activity. You can see from even way off in the distance that there's a lot of figures moving around. There appears to be some kind of construction going on. There are a handful of orcs there that appear to be just manual laborers. There you see a ton of Golden Army soldiers conducting perimeter checks and actively setting up the area as if, taking it over, claiming it for something, and kind of trying to build it back up.
Wait, and they're working with orcs?
Yes.
Yep.
The orcs appear to be
Yep.
working for them. You see this woman
I don't see a woman.
She is
I also don't see a woman.
heavily armored.
Uh-huh.
Her chest plate emblazoned with Asher's symbol. Spiked shoulders, completely sealed gauntlets. She carries she has a long sword with a bit of a curve to it, hung in a scabbard on her back, kind of attached to this leather, tight leather straps around her armor. She constantly has 2 pages with her everywhere she goes, carrying things for her, like her shield and her helmet, and help her take the armor on and off. And you know this as Agatha. And her name within the Golden Army was the Slayer of Hope. It was kind of something,
So
it was
they-
her, someone that you wouldn't say it to her face. It was whispered in dark corners. That was she, is what she was known as and referred to as. And she was the top general of Asher's army and was right by Chancellor Laurentin's side when he took over, and was the first one to kneel to him. And chasing behind her there's a handful of other knights just at her beck and call. She's ordering things around, and she walks up to the church, and you see your father walk out of the church, and you see them talking and kind of almost yelling at each other a little, and he's making big hand gestures, and she just kind of brushes him off and moves inside the church, and he follows her, looking kind of defeated.
Lenora's father?
Yes.
Interesting.
And they outnumber us greatly, correct?
There's about 50 soldiers and 10 orcs. The orcs don't have weapons or anything. They are literally like in loincloths, just performing manual labor. And I think it's you and Dakath and
Yep.
two of Malcolm's men, or a man and a woman who have been sent with you, and they're just kind of dressed as kind of rangers almost, with just light leather and hoods and blending into the grassland. And then you if you know that if you stay in your position much longer, like, you will be discovered by one of these patrols.
Yeah.
So you could move back and away to where you would think is a safe enough position and kind of figure out your next move.
Yes. What do you think, Dakath?
We should certainly regroup and discuss this information. But it does not look good.
I think I should go talk to them.
I see. That is a bold decision.
I agree with Master Dakath. We should report back to Malcolm and tell him of their numbers. Maybe one of us stay here and scout and get a better count and see if anything else happens. We should bring the men here straight away and organize a attack plan. We must reclaim the church.
Yes, I suppose that's more important than trying to parlay with them for now. Fine. We'll return to our colleagues.
So it would have taken you the better part of the day with just the less of you moving fast.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably getting there in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking we do a survival roll for you to hide and have shelter overnight. You realize as soon as the skies even started getting darker, there are loud booms of thunder and crackling lightning all in the sky. Strong winds with moisture in the air, picking up powerfully. So a basic
Well,
shelter, Ob 1.
We have a master of survival here, and we can all help him.
You talking about Ivo?
I'm talking about Ivo.
Oh, he
Yeah,
stayed
I saw
back,
that.
didn't he?
Yeah, he's not with you guys. He's back here with me, pulling out orcs.
I thought you were talking about the whole group that we've gotten. The whole group has to make a survival test.
Nope, this is just your scouting, expedition, getting back closer to this close to the patrols with a storm moving in.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do a survival roll. Do either of you have survival?
Definitely not me.
I don't think I do.
So it's will and perception.
Are we trying to? What are we trying to do? Just have shelter from the storm?
Basic shelter 1, water 2, food 3, extreme conditions 4. You're not really in extreme conditions. Shrug off +1 ob penalty. Ob 5. I mean, you could choose to forego food and water. You know it's just one night. So let's do basic shelter ob 1.
Okay.
So let's see.
Can I
It's-
help?
Do you have a high skill that would give multiple help dice? Let's see.
No, I don't think so.
You have mending. Song of Bonding. If you want to make Lenora your apprentice in swordsmanship.
I think it might be more the other way around. I would help him with axe because I can chop things down.
Yeah, let's do that. So,
Okay.
Nick, you can open survival, perception, and will. Forester skill
And
type.
that's a forester. Okay.
The failure consequence on this is going to be a tornado is going to form in your area, and you will not have shelter, and you will have to run for your lives.
Great.
Okay.
So you can get a helping die from me for axing it up.
So if I click accept help,
I think you still have to put the amount of help dice you get in
Okay.
as the bonus.
so I'll just put one
Think
bonus die.
so.
Okay. I guess I'll use a persona because I don't want to get tornadoed.
I think that's a wise choice.
Yeah. Can you? I think you use multiple persona.
Oh, you did it.
Okay.
Yeah, good for him.
Okay. So, yeah, perfect. You find a copse of trees that shelters you from the storm. You see tornadoes forming off in the distance, and the only reason you can see them is because there's like lightning shooting down and through them, and there's just a ton of them like off in the distance, and you're all just watching this overnight, and there's just torrential rain on and off with booming thunder. And morning comes, and you only know that because it's a slightly brighter twilight than darkness of night, and you are able to make your way uncaught back to the main group.
Okay.
Malcolm,
Would you-
has been pacing around, waiting for you, and he sees you arriving. Fetch Master Ivo. And he sends someone to grab you, Ivo, to bring you to them, and they take you all into just a small tent that's been rigged up as kind of a war room. What did you find?
50 soldiers, 10 orcs. They have occupied the Temple of Asher. under the command, was it Agnes, you said? Agatha.
Oh, it doesn't show her name. Yeah, Agatha.
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 Agatha's in command.
I think she's in a common folk too. Crusader Agatha. Yeah, let's see.
And how many are we? Like 20?
We're 20. 21 with Homegirl.
25 with Homegirl because we're 4 extra as well.
Oh, right. Yes. Correct.
Yeah, 25.
And we're here for the. We're hoping to find the scythe in the temple.
The temple, and then you go to the cops because that was what the ghost told us, not the demon, not the cat demon, the ghost. The previous time I summoned something.
The ghost, yeah, the ghost was your first summoning to open summoning, and it told you it tried to take tribute from you for its services, which was if you desecrate the temple, you will get the scythe. Was the specific wording.
Yeah.
Well, it's already being desecrated, right? But there's nothing technically at the temple then that we need because, I mean, I guess Ivo would point out, like, we're outnumbered pretty significantly, and if there's nothing we need at this temple, perhaps we circumvent it and head to the cops where we might try to retrieve the scythe.
Well, why are they here? There's nothing we need.
Well,
Like,
it seems they
Agatha's
might-
like number 2 in all of Anti.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it seemed obvious to Ivo, like, it seems they're converting it to a temple of Anti. And as repulsive as that might be, we don't have the strength to vacate their presence.
We didn't have the strength to liberate Dalaran, and we did it.
Well, that was a drunken accident.
How can
They
you
seem
even... Go ahead.
Apologies, friend.
Please, Loop. What is your... Would you abandon the Temple of Asher after all we've done, after claiming Dalaran in her name?
No,
Master
I'm not saying we should.
Disgusted at the thought. I don't see it as an option, says Malcolm. And there's only the 2 others that were with you, and then one other woman who is Malcolm's kind of right hand there in the room, and the 4 of them are, extremely pious, and they are essentially they refuse to leave. It would take a duel of wits to convince them to not attack the church.
Yes, it would take a duel of wits to also probably convince Lenora.
Well, I mean, Ivo would. I mean, I'm not going to do a duel of wits, but Ivo would make the point, like, I'm not opposed to this idea of retaking the temple, and even though I'm not particularly religious, the Church of Anti is obviously repulsive, but there's a time and place for everything, and is this the right time to retake the temple?
Let's consider the circumstances.
Yes, we're outnumbered 2-1.
It's more than that.
Yes, we don't need to be there because we're going to the cops for the scythe.
We don't know it's there.
Well, that's what we were told.
By a ghost.
Yes, I mean,
We not know.
it's
That's
pretty wacky stuff, so, I guess I just figured the ghost might be telling the truth.
I also figured that.
Instead of a full-on assault, perhaps we might draw their numbers away from the temple.
Exactly.
Another group, if they have turned it into a temple of Anti, another group could desecrate that temple to reclaim it.
I want you all to remember what happened in Dalaran. The members of the Golden Army like Antoine, turned on the Angel of Anti. They may not be fully in control of themselves, these people.
And any of the faces you saw there may not be the faces that are there.
So perhaps we can break Anti's hold over our former comrades.
I always appreciate your optimism, Lenora. Thank you for that.
If we could draw some of their forces away and set them into an ambush somehow, I feel like... apologies. I feel like after we had done that, that would give us a much more favorable outcome in a battle. However, I don't even know if we will need to battle. Like, I agree with Lenora. Like, us going up there and talking isn't a necessarily bad option. Although I do think Agatha will have to die. From what I remember near the end, seemed like she was well informed of what was happening.
It's hard to say now, after what we saw in Dalaran.
Yes.
Sorry, I just also want to even go clear on that. So her name was the Slayer of Hope because she was the one that killed Amalise and then, like, proclaimed Chancellor Laurentin the new leader of the Golden Army.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. This is not a talk our way out of this situation. I'm still pro getting them to come to us, and we're in a fortified position in an ambush plan.
Certainly not just rushing. If you all are insistent on this foolish course of action, we could at least minimize the death on our part.
Drawing them out, defeating their commander, I think that's probably the only way to beat them. What do you think, Malcolm?
Sounds like a wise plan. Split their forces. Perhaps we should send a small tactical force in from the other direction.
And what would the purpose of this force be?
I don't see Agatha leaving the grounds. She'll stay where she's protected and can still remain in command. I could send my best assassins, take her out before anyone realizes what's going on. We may need a diversion as well within the encampment that they've built around the temple.
We should probably go.
You said there's orcs there?
Yeah, there's 10 of them.
This is Nick asking, like, what are orcs generally like? Are they kind of a wild card in this situation? Like,
orcs are kind of
Is it-
alien to you almost. They live in the underworld or the Underdark. And you've likely never encountered one before. You just know they can't be in the sun. And, you know, they have kind of monstrous features. But that they're sometimes as smart and as cunning as the most ruthless person you've ever known.
But they looked like they were slaves or workers.
Yes, if the orcs are being forced to into service unwillingly, if we could manage to free them to at least diminish the number of adversaries, and at best swing the numbers by 20 in our total, and 20 in our favor, that could be a tremendous help to our cause. But we have no knowledge of what is compelling them to.
Right. Well, if Auntie can make the sun go away, seems clear that what's compelling them is a whole new land that they may be able to occupy. But again, they may also be forced against their will. Huh.
Yeah.
So here's what I think player wise I think we should try and come up with is part of the main force draws them out, and then we're part of the group that goes in to deal with Agatha.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with this.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Malcolm says, if they have goblinoids working, or even as you say, enslaved by them, we will destroy those as well. Those foul beasts, they grow and fester in Asher's shadow. They'll never understand her glory or her light. They hide from it. They may be just whimpering worker beasts. I would slaughter them even still. Monsters.
Remember that our prayers to Asher can call forth the sun.
I will send my most faithful alongside of you.
That will at least get the orcs off the field. What do you all think?
I'm in agreement with this plan.
That would certainly cause chaos and confusion.
I think maybe make a tactics roll.
So the tactics roll would be the drawing them out so that we can sneak in, basically, right?
Yep, it's that, or we could do range and cover.
Right.
I think just the one roll is fine with me. It's fine with everyone else. Just who's making the roll?
That's the question.
Probably me.
I mean, okay. Can I help you with something? And before we do that, can I have some time to do some spirit finding?
Yeah, I mean, so you arrived late afternoon the next day, so you'd have council, you'd go to sleep, and you'd probably spend the whole next day coming up with, a strategy and picking your people and organizing. and so you have a full day to do whatever you want to do, skill-wise.
Okie dokie. I would like to do a cercination and then the spirit binding test, if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out and get my dogs out.
Okay.
I'll be back.
I'm gonna give us
I need
all
to-
pluses
I
to
need to do
dice.
the same thing. Doggies. Dog time. BRB.
So, Reed,
Yep.
are we currently in a field?
Yes.
Okay. Is the field all the way up to the Temple of Asher, and is the Temple of Asher also a field?
Yes, the temple is on the field right at the edge of the grove. All of the Dalaran
Okey-doke.
lands are just open rolling hills, and
What
You
I'm
know that.
hearing is I made the right choice when I said I could do spirit binding in fields. Okay.
in the springtime,
I'm gonna. Sorry.
Dalaran is like the flower kingdom, typically. Just endless fields of flowers. And you're seeing just kind of the complete opposite of that as you go through this barren land with tornadoes and high winds and rain.
May I do a cercination test to create a summoning circle of 2 to help me spirit bind to give us the help action for our upcoming attack?
Let me change the obstacle.
What is my failure consequence? Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Failure consequence?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I mean, you can do it on the spirit binding thing. You can do it here. It's up to you.
On a failure, you're asking it for help, which is just basically 2D on a roll.
2D on every roll.
Oh yeah, for a certain amount of years.
Time. It's not necessarily years,
Oh,
but
you just
sometimes
rolled
it just
really
is.
well.
Yeah, I just rolled really well.
Okay. Which element are you summoning?
Wind, not fire, because the wind's going to be at our back. We're not going to be on fire.
If you fail,
Mm-hmm.
the encampment is going to be attacked by a lightning elemental.
Cool beans. I'm totally confident in this. For my cercination test, may I fork symbology, right, philosophy, and observation. Oh, also astrology. That's why not.
I don't think philosophy applies, but the others do.
Okay, not philosophy. Gotcha.
Philosophy
And
could be
don't
used
do
for
that.
summoning, but not spirit binding.
Fair enough. Because the spirit bindings, they don't give a shit. They're animus
Yeah.
spirits, not
They're like
human.
reactory. They're purely reactive elementals of the planet, essentially, in different forms.
Cool beans.
Like they can't be no, you can't like talk to them or reason with them or offer them anything. They are just, it is fire, living entity fire. Or in this case, wind.
I do not get bonus dice for this because the talisman toolkit cercination thing is only for summoning, not spirit binding. However, the cercination toolkit is just a cercination toolkit. So
Yes.
cool. All right, I am rolling these bones. Yes. Holy shit.
Our dice are still going.
And the wild. Yeah, okay, I did well. And my cercination went up to 3.
Oh, cool. And then you do an actual spirit binding test?
Yes, and my extra successes carry over in addition to my help that I just did. So I think I get a +3 to this. Yeah. I am going to spirit bind for a. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Spirit bind. Not task. Spirit binding obstacles. For help. A +1 die. I am preeminent, and I am doing it in a partial domain or expanse medium. So all of this field, not every field ever.
Gotcha.
Oh no, wait! I want to do it for everyone, so it would be for all this shit. Okay, I am doing it an odd one spirit of wind in the domain of every single field, and I'm asking it to help the people in our group. So the 24 people. I don't know this dwarf. The 24 people in our group, when attacking. Just in general, just help us. The wind is going to be helpful. That's my opinion. I am going to fork into this spirit binding. Observation. Astrology. End of list. Holy shit, I really don't have anything else. I know persuasion. Will you take persuasion? No, not really.
No.
All right.
For a summoning, I would.
Bonus dice. Bonus dice. I get 4 bonus dice. Holy shit! I rolled really well on my cercination test. This is not. Oh, my optional modifier comes up. Cool. I like how this works. All right. I am going to spend how much? My obstacle is 4, by the way.
Okay, set.
All right. I'm rolling. To begin with, I am rolling 7 dice, 8 dice, 9 dice. Should I roll a persona? I'm gonna roll one persona.
You want to put persona into spirit binding specifically so you can gray shade it eventually.
Yeah, I do. I might beads this, but I'm not. Okay, I'm doing that. Bam.
If you failed, it would have been so amazing to fail on so many dice.
Spirit binding is ready to advance. Go ahead. Yes, I would. Thank you. I have a 4 spirit binding, guys. Just so you're aware, I got 4 of it. This sheet is pretty cool. Anyways, fuck. I don't get bad things happening to me either because I rolled really hot. Alright, I keep doing that. I'm sorry. Let me look for the table of how long this lasts.
Is anybody else here?
I'm
I don't
back
think
now.
so.
Okay.
I'm back
Oh,
now. My
yeah.
dog was confronting a goddamn possum, and that's why she was freaking out so much to go outside. It's because she must have smelled the possum or something outside.
That's funny.
So that was exciting.
Well,
Yeah,
what
I'm
would-
back. I don't know all of what you were doing though. So the summary is going to be a little vague in this spot.
For 10 days, you have +1 dice while you're in a field.
To what?
In this field.
Everything. No, every field. If you enter into a field, you have +1 dice. As long as there's air.
Oh, okay.
No airless fields. Got it.
Yeah.
Who knows? There might be like a portal inside the church.
I mean, tornadoes take air away. That is a real thing.
Good.
Like,
Let's do. I'm really curious what Daketh is doing for his day of preparation. What do you want to be helping with or pursuing?
Oh, that's a great question.
After the meeting, even Malcolm approaches you and Lord Daketh. I know that there are rumors of how you failed to save the lady in her time of need, but it was Agatha's hand who did it. Now is when you can prove to the Golden Army what your fate is.
Indeed. She will meet justice, but I'm unwilling to risk the lives of my compatriots and your men for a vendetta. I'm committed to doing what needs to be done, but we must do so intelligently. And I believe we have a plan.
The men will follow you. I'm not a king. I might be a general. But you're of the elven blood. You come from over the sea. You were next to her for her entire life. If anyone can take the lead, the reins left behind, it would be you. You should be wielding the scythe, Lord Daketh. And he bows to you, gets on one knee. Would you lead? He looks up to you. And then all of the other soldiers around have kind of started to see this, and they all start to bend on one knee, facing you.
I will lead, but not in this way. I have my own people to tend to when this is done. And your people need one of their own to lead them.
You kind of just another knight a little bit off says, "But who? None of us are worthy of the scythe." Malcolm looks back up to you, says he stands. "Yes, but who, Lord Dak? You are the logical choice. The lady's power was part of you. Asher's power is part of you. You reclaimed Dalaran. It was by your hand that the agent of Andy was struck down."
I was not alone in that room, and I believe that your worthiness will be borne out in battle. He'll look around the room. Every one of you may be worthy, or none of you may. Show me tomorrow when our steel meets theirs.
Another voice yells out, "Would you lead us in prayer, Lord Daketh?"
God, what would he say to that?
There's a lot of murmurings and agreements, and people seem to be excited by the idea.
I will lead a song. For that is the way of my people.
Are you going to do a spell song or a skill song?
I
Or
don't,
Just thing.
or just sing. That's a great question. So the Song of Bonding, the description is it's usually sung only once in an elf's life to bind himself to another or to a master. Can that be to like our god effectively? Like effectively our cause?
I think it does kind of want it to be an entity. Song of Bonding.
Well,
Like a marriage thing, right?
It's more like a mentor thing.
Uh-huh. Oh, right, like swearing an a permanent
That's up in
oath
the
to
elves,
somebody.
isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Like I think you write a belief about it once you do it. So you have to write a
well, I
belief.
gain a call on trait bonded
Oh,
used for steal when the bonded is in danger.
I really thought you write a belief about it also.
It might be in the longer description, but that is not what's in the sheet for now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's I
yeah,
see how. Yeah, I don't think it apply. It definitely doesn't apply here.
You create a
Okay.
relationship, is how I'm seeing it, and gain the bonded trait to that relationship. I'm I think it would be more if like you were praising someone else to be like the chosen one, you would bond yourself to them.
Right.
I think that's the most plausible way I see that happening. I don't know if you could do it to Asher, you know? It has to be
Yeah.
it wants it to be an individual very specifically that you choose to like suddenly dedicate your life to.
Okay. Instead, I'll just do a regular sing.
Okay. So let's do if you want to figure out your forks, you can see what goes into it.
Can I fork etiquette, soothing platitudes, anti-wise for like things that we might be fighting against. Persuasion.
Those all sound plausible to me. The whole sing is used for link testing or conveying an idea. So I think it makes a lot of sense to use it. You just don't cause wonderment.
Yeah. Let me see.
Ob will of the target. Okay. Okay, this is an obstacle 6.
Oh boy.
And if it fails, the men are going to lose hope and not go through with the plan. Whatever it ends up being, they'll do something different. Yeah, we'll start with that.
Oh boy.
They have a will of 6?
Yes.
Oh, that's not bonus dice. I have 4 there that I can. Okay, boop. Persuasion, etiquette. Wait, was that all of them? I thought there was one more.
You have Persona and Fate. Just remember.
Definitely using the persona.
And you got +1 dice from the spell that was just cast.
Oh,
Yeah.
being in a field, hell yeah.
We're in a field and there's currently air.
Air is present. Oh, anti-wise, that was the other one. Wait, can I fork that if I'm still? It's red from the injury.
I don't
Oh,
think
your injury would be healed by now.
your injury's long gone.
Yeah.
I had the one that was 2 to 12 weeks until fully healed.
2.
Oh, right.
Well, it's been 1. Well,
You-
it's been
you
a
can
little
grit
over
your
1.
Make that go away. That's just a health
Oh,
test.
okay.
You spend Persona to do it, I think.
I think you can just do it, and then if you spend Persona, you can do it immediately without action cost. But like you're in the middle of nowhere, like you have time.
Okay. Could you set what would the exponent be for gritting my teeth?
That's in health. I think it's
I-
4.
I think if you click health, it'll automatically do it like steel.
Well, there's a grit your teeth thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So difficulty is 4, exponent 6. Do I want to use my what does Essence of the Earth get me again? Resisting fatigue and poison. So that's not it. I'm not going to use my persona. Oh god.
Yeah, Fate.
I do.
It's 112. It's actually not that bad.
Okay. So does that mean I don't grit my teeth and move past it? So that means I cannot ultimately use the anti-wise?
What was your ob 4? Did you have 2 wounds? Still getting
I
used
don't
to it.
know why it was 4.
It just automatically made it 4. You only had 1 wound dice.
I thought it was odd 4 because that's what I thought grit your teeth was. Is it something else? Where are you seeing that? I'm trying to look through the rules real quick.
Yeah.
No, okay, it is 4, yeah.
Okay.
Well, this
So
doesn't
I'm
talk
using my
about
persona. Oh my god. I'm gonna use my deed then. Because this is like serious.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can hit it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to have a couple sixes in there to reroll.
It's 6 dice on obstacle 6. You didn't really have a chance.
Yeah, it was very low.
You sing a song. I suppose it would have been about Asher in some way, trying to inspire them, but people start standing and leaving, and like people see, all the knights seem just kind of upset.
It's an elven song, so it's got to be depressing as hell.
They disperse a little over time. You might eventually stop, and Malcolm is the last one there, and he's standing and waits for you to finish. I believe your words, Lord Deketh. I understand. You wish to prove in battle to all of us that you deserve to wield the scythe. If it is in that church, I will support you when you take it. And he pounds his chest and walks away from you.
Oh God, he didn't hear what I said at all.
And so, Ivo, what are you doing during... Would you stay around for that? Would you maybe have seen him singing and come over there? And
Yeah, I mean, I think given the conditions, he'd probably want to stay close to the group. I mean, it's small, under threat from a nearby force, so there's no reason to kind of wander off. But I have no agenda. I would imagine he's just kind of keeping to himself and keeping an eye on Gwenmira and probably taking a tug off his flask periodically.
Man, this song sucks.
Ah.
Okay, so... I suppose we don't even need to do a tactics roll anymore.
Why not?
Because whatever it is, it's doomed to fail. The men are... If nobody wants to do any more role-playing, we'll move to that.
Well,
I guess we could still do
maybe
it.
what
Someone
they're
wants to
doing
open
is
tactics.
doomed to fail, but our
Yeah.
infiltrating their camp is not doomed to fail.
Well, and I suppose you don't know it's doomed to fail. That is the metagame of Burning Wheel. So, who wants to open the tactics skill then?
I think that's what Lenora has been preparing for the whole day, while everybody else is doing whatever they're doing. But Ivo, are you sure you don't want to do anything while you got the light on you?
Oh, nothing comes to mind. We're just in this liminal kind of waiting for things to move forward.
Okay.
The battle will, however that's going to play out, basically.
So a tactics roll is a opposed roll with observation, right?
Yeah.
So how exactly would we determine the obstacle? They would have to roll first, and then I would know my obstacle.
Yes. Let's check here. Okay, Ob 5.
It's an obstacle 5 tactics test.
Yes.
They didn't have to roll.
Or, sorry. You're right. 1 second.
Guys, I think this might be a bad idea.
Who knew that one little song could just fuck everything up?
I don't think it was the song. I think it's the general and their personal army.
Yeah.
I think that's the real kicker of this. Kinda is called the Destroyer of All Hope. As general names, that's pretty good.
Okay, Ob 2. So you're taking your force, like your small group who's infiltrating, is trying to actually get in around these patrols.
Mm-hmm.
I'll set the Ob to 2 for you. So yeah, does anyone want to help with the tactics roll in some way?
Well, I would have spent the day before praying, so can I
Okay.
grant myself a boon ahead of time?
Yeah, that's the thing. The tactics roll is really you moving into it. So let's reverse back to the previous day. Do you want to make an actual faith roll?
It's an Ob 2.
Gosh, I can never find. If you wanted to, you would definitely. You're making an actual faith test.
So the idea is to pray. She's praying for, to Asher for help in the battle ahead, right? That's the would be the role play context, but the hope is that this would be a boon for this tactics test.
That's a cool idea.
Because I don't, she doesn't have tactics. So it's gonna be a hard test.
You don't want to do a higher one? What else? Minor miracle?
No, the minor miracle has to come later to make the sun come out.
Yeah.
So
That might straight up be intercession. Or a full miracle. Who knows? Nah, it's like the big world-ending event. Go for the Ob 10 miracle.
so it's okay to roll for this boon?
Makes it open-ended Ob 2.
Yeah. Okay. Who knows?
On a
How we've been
failure?
rolling. There was no failure.
No, I was like, on an Ob 2, you should not fail a faith roll. But just in case, you roll nothing. So many successes in this game, like since day one.
Yeah.
And then some big bombs.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
who
you
wants
do
to help with
tactics.
this tactics test? Because it's gonna be hard.
I would love to help you. I can help you with observation, history.
Can I help?
Apologies.
Can I help with a skill if it's redded out from injury? Probably not. So if not, if I can't use anti-wise, then sword. Can I help with sword? In my deep intimate knowledge of sword.
Would you try to get them to wait a week for you to heal? I guess that'd be a whole other can of worms if you did.
Yeah.
Like you're going in wounded, meant to be the martyr or the new leader. Okay. So yeah, tactics plus you can observation, history. I wonder if there's actually more of a combat or war history skill, but I think history could also make sense.
Yeah, I would like to help also. I'll just throw out some possibilities. I don't know if appraisal allows me to evaluate the opposing army's quality of weapons and armor, maybe a stretch, but cheat-wise, stuff-wise, and observation were the other three that I thought might be useful.
Observation sounds like it's in the camp of what we're testing here.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, it would be observation.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I have help from Luke and I have help from Ivo. I have +1 for being in a field, correct?
Yep. And there is air.
And there's air.
Yep. I love what Spirit Binding does to games.
Yep. I will use a persona point because it's gonna be ob4 on 9 dice. It's open-ended.
Okay. Before we roll these bones, what is our favorite consequence and what do we actually want out of the success? Let's talk about that first.
So this is we've infiltrated the camp while the other people are failing at whatever it is that they
Well,
failed at because
It's gonna. You don't actually. I mean,
depression.
when you split off, like the plan was in place. They were going to cause a diversion to draw, however many they could away from the fort. So this tactics is for you to get in unobserved during that diversion.
Yes. So the failure is the failure that we get observed.
The failure will be an entity of anti will show themselves.
So many angels and demons. It's
Okay.
crazy.
Can I use more than one persona point?
Up to 3.
Okay, I'm going to use 2 of them.
What's the ob?
The ob is 4 because it's a beginner's luck test. And I got 10 dice.
And you gotta reroll with that deeds. Everyone's got to reroll in their deeds.
I should be okay because, no, I'm not going to curse myself. It's
Yes.
10 against 4. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so the ob is actually 2, but it's doubled because you're beginner's luck.
Correct.
Okay.
It should automatically sort that part out.
Nice.
Okay, we did it.
Real close. That second.
But we have 2 6s, remember, and it's an open-ended test. Let me know if is there any benefit to I guess it's
you could-
open-ended. So
I would use this
I gotta
right
roll
into
them
a
anyway.
linked test of some kind. So
Yeah.
that would have been cool.
No curses. All right, but we hit it. It's good.
Yeah, so that still means you get a +1 on the next linked test to it.
Yeah.
So you split off from the main force. You come in from, a lot of the buildings have been torn down. You can see it looks like the place was abandoned a while ago before they had come in. And your forces show themselves and they just charge in. and go at the other soldiers head on. And don't try to draw
So
them
instead
away.
of drawing them out, they did something dumb.
They just charge right in,
Right.
screaming, for the fires of Asher. And you all sneak in successfully. This has caused a major diversion. What time of day would you have wanted to do this at?
Well, the I guess morning. Like very first thing in the morning.
Like before sunrise, during sunrise, after sunrise.
After
Yeah.
sunrise, because I need the sun to come out.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense. When you get in to the kind of courtyard area, all of the soldiers, the patrol, there's still a patrol that you're able to kind of avoid, but isn't that far away. The orcs, as you move in, you see they're actually kind of scrawny and more like goblins than orcs. But a scrawny orc is still, still bigger than a normal man, and so they look very built, but kind of deformed almost as well, but large. Just and they just kind of hide and cower and try to. A few of them just run off like into the forest, actually.
Okay.
And you hear Agatha's voice. Says, "Bring the prisoner, quickly!" And you see her and a few others, and they're holding this man. He's wearing robes of Asher. Let me find him. He just looks like he is a priest who would have lived at this temple. I don't think it'll show you the name for some reason. I wish it would.
I can't see the picture yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
it'll show
him.
The name.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess you wouldn't recognize him. I don't know. Actually, Lenora, have you been to this temple before? I guess that's the question. I'm gonna try to pop it up with his name.
Probably because she's a priestess of Asher, but I also have a affiliation with
There we go.
with the temple and with the Crusaders.
Well, that's true. And you grew up, just not that far south from here too. Maybe this was your childhood temple. I don't know if it was or not, but you
I
grew
mean,
up in-
my guess is that as the bastard, she was more or less raised by the church.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
She might know who this is.
do you want to do a circles test to see if you know who it is?
If it's important.
Well, for now, we'll say maybe you don't recognize him offhand, and
Yeah, I mean, in any case, I'm not going to let a priest be murdered by them.
you see, come out of there's been this they erected a small kind of area of brick and mortar, almost like they built this new building, but it's just very done quickly and rounded, and it's heavily concealed. And as they're moving near it, hideous, gruff voice, nothing like you've probably ever heard before. It has just this guttural earthiness to it, and it's like a barking voice. and it says, "Auntie is not ready for the sacrifice." And you see this creature emerge from this, erected kind of little cave. And I'll pop his picture up in 1 second. You see this thing. And it is...
What?
It's
Okay, cool.
heavily armored. It's got black armor on. It looks like you've just been of this kind of black matte sheen, almost as if it could be made out of some kind of stone. And it has these intricate carvings of spiders in the chest and breastplate area, and a large, like, spider symbol on the back of the armor too. It's like moving around, and it goes, and it's also towering. It's probably 9 or 10 feet tall, and I imagine y'all are just kind of hidden in a spot nearby. And this is happening probably about 30 feet away from you. And this thing, like, towering over Agatha, starts yelling down at her, and just, it has this crown of black spikes. And a moment later, kind of meandering out of the cave also, is this massive wolf. And it comes over.
God, there's more than one of them.
The wolf has some armor on its, like, forelegs, and has some like a small shield even hanging from it. That's not for it. It's obviously just like a backup shield for the orc. And it comes out and just, it speaks to Agatha and says, "You are not in control here. We decide." And then it just goes and, like, licks the creature's hand and lays down next to it. And she, like, spits on the ground and says, "Trolls don't control anything around here. I speak for the Chancellor." And then and she says, "You'll perform the ritual now. We're under attack." And he follows her into the church. She just completely stands her ground to this thing towering above her, and turns her back to him, walks in. All the knights keep following. It, like, the troll motions to the wolf to follow, and it does. And he sends a bunch of other, like, the handful of soldiers that are left, he sends out to go fight whoever's attacking, and then follows into the church also. What do you do?
Loop is gonna look around and see if he has a clear path to run in there and follow.
Do we know? We don't know what this is, though, right? You're calling it a troll, but we've never seen one of these things before, have we?
No, probably not.
I still think we should try and draw them into the light.
I feel like everyone could open Troll-wise if they wanted to see, if they wanted to.
I wanted to open Spirit-wise to see if it was a spirit.
No, it's a troll.
Well, yeah. What's the obstacle for that? What's the failure consequence? I'll roll the dice.
failure is that the demon you didn't bargain with is going to interfere once you get inside the church.
Why not? What's the obstacle?
To open a new wise.
Yeah,
There's something
it's-
specific for that. I forget.
Is this a troll for troll eyes? I feel like that's like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, I think we'll do a simple one.
All right, we're about to all become troll wise.
Maybe only one of us should do this with help from everyone else.
I mean, I can do. I mean, here's what I want to do. Just before we start throwing dice around, I would pray to bring the sun out and try to draw them out into the sun, with the hopes that the sun is just
a boon. It's a symbol.
Yes, and it's an anathema to Auntie's followers.
Yes.
So I wouldn't want to chase them in there. I would want to draw them out.
My plan was to push the temple over. Seems decrepit. Just hit it really hard. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Probably doesn't have a basement. Could work.
So maybe you guys are figuring out that what the troll is while I'm praying.
Sure.
What are you,
Which
Ivo, Dekath, what are you guys thinking of doing?
I think I would definitely be trying to figure out what the fuck the troll is.
Okay.
Or thinking if I had known anything about it.
Yeah, I haven't asked, but I mean, what did we do with Gwenmira? Because I can't imagine we would take her into this situation, but like,
Left her in camp, probably.
Yeah.
but is she like alone in camp? I mean, like, I don't.
That's up to you. Did you take her with her? What did you do with her?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's kind of what I'm like trying to figure out and sort of stuck on is like how to handle this element. Yeah.
She has no weapons or armor. If that helps your decision.
Mm-hmm.
I could have had her take care of my horses.
Yeah, we left her with the horses. We got a lot of horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you do knowing they're talking about a sacrifice and the troll and went in there with Agatha?
And we're 30 feet away. Just
Yeah.
like hidden in like, how are we hidden?
That's how do you want to be hidden? It's just kind of like a field of rubble and half being built up as a fort at this point, and there's just storage and boxes, and it looks like they're ready to supply the place.
I guess we'd just be kind of amongst the rubble in some way. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I think he doesn't see the point in any of this, but I'm also trying to bring the adventure per my belief. So Loop is going in.
Well, we're all trying to determine what we're doing at this moment.
Yeah, but Lucas, I thought you said Loop was running in.
Loop is looking around to see if he could run in, and if like that was a possibility. Like
Okay.
he's thinking about it definitely.
Yeah, and so is there an opening then, Reed? I mean, because I think I'm just gonna lean into the whole try to bring the excitement and bring the adventure and just like kind of fuck it, let's do it. If we're doing this, let's do it. But he wouldn't be stupid, right? Like, I mean, if there's no way of sneaking into the temple, then he wouldn't do it.
Would you try to sneak in? I mean, you can either charge in or sneak in. It's up to you.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't charge in if I guess like this is one of those scenarios where I have trouble picturing the scene.
I mean,
is, like, kind of
I think you should. I think you should play it out in character. Like, if you're this stumped, play it out as Ivo. Like, what you're all kind of piled together, hidden behind this toppling building, and no one knows you're there. And there's this massive combat you can hear off in the distance. And
But are the
Lenora
soldiers-
is on her knees, starting to pray to Asher.
Are all the soldiers distracted by the kind of battle with our troops?
yeah, you won the tactics roll, so you could, like, your roll to get into the church has a +1 from a link test, however you decide to do it.
Yeah, then I'm going in. Fuck it. I mean, it's just a game, right? I mean, again, like, I think Ivo, it's this idea of he didn't want to do this, but now that we're doing it, let's do it right. So he's just going to look back at the party and smile and shrug and head in.
So do you think maybe it's like a conspicuous to try to get the attention of whoever's inside and stop whatever they're doing? Is that what you're trying to do?
I don't know. I want to see what's happening before I make any sort of decision about what I do inside, if that makes sense. Seems premature.
Okay. Let's do the troll wise. Just
Who was doing the troll
What
dice?
was
Just
it?
me? Or am I
Yeah.
getting help from
I thought
someone?
I thought it was Dekath.
if anyone
Take out-
wants, we'll backtrack a little. If anyone wants to do troll wise, it's the same failure across the board. So you just have a higher chance of the Raksha intervening if you want to try to open troll wise at an ob 1.
And that would be what base stat?
All wises are based on perception.
Perception.
So I think you have a good perception, right?
Mine's 4.
Mine's 4 too. Okay. We can also just not know what it is, guys. I'm just saying. I'm throwing that
you
out
can,
there.
knowing
you can
what it
choose
is
to
is
not do
fine.
that roll.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll just not do the roll. I've been
Okay.
rolling like crap today.
So you also, Lenora, let's finish you're gonna pray again. What are you gonna pray for?
Yeah.
What ob?
Minor miracle, when it's dark, we pray for light.
Okay.
So that's Ob 5.
You have Dakath with you. Are you a believer, Dakath?
Yes.
Didn't sound very convinced.
I mean, I've been counted as a believer in the past. It's like I see the things before me with my own eyes and understand that these things are real, and I believe in the cause of Asher, especially against Auntie. But I did just say, no, I don't want to be your chosen one.
Yes, but that's not being a believer.
Right.
Yeah, I think I've
That's
always
why I
seen
like-
you as a believer.
Yeah.
And Loop is a believer, so you have +2 there. Oh, okay. So you have 2 others with you.
The super believer guys that you requested.
Oh, right. Yes, the super believers, the ones with the Ob 6 will.
Yeah. By the way, I have an Ob 6 will, so.
So one of them is Paladin Faust, and the other is Sisabella.
Okay.
And you would all know Sisabella. She was called the Guardian. And she was also like in Lady Amelise's inner circle of guards, so would have worked closely with Dekath.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting. I don't know why when I show the character, it doesn't show the name. But I have these pages also built up, so. Oops. So this was again one of the top warriors in the army. Was kind of hiding in this ragged band of abandoners, and the other one, the paladin, is just kind of a generic knight. You've never heard of him, you've never seen him before, but so you recognize Sisabella. She comes up. So they will pray with you. So I think you have your +3 bonus from everybody.
Okay, and then it was a link test, so we get. Does that mean I have +1 die from the previous test?
Yeah.
I don't know if being in a field where oxygen is going to help you with this one, but that's up to Reed.
Yes, we are in a field.
There is, in fact, air.
Yeah, no, this whole thing is an open field, basically.
Okay.
I'm hearing a yes.
Okay, so that's +3, +1, +5. Lenora is calling out to Holy Mother Asher. We stand now on the precipice of darkness. Please grant us the light so that we may cleanse your temple. I will also use a persona point because I don't want to fail. And I will pray to the gods.
That's a lot of dice. Are those all open-ended dice that just keep rolling?
Yeah, I think so. I'm waiting to see it, but I think it's good.
It hasn't shown up in the thing.
Yeah, give it a sec, I think.
No, it didn't.
But I am seeing 6 successes here.
Did the dice stay up on your screen? Because that's what happened to me last time it did that.
Yeah, they stayed up on my screen. Six successes, but I don't know if it re-rolls, if it picks a dice up. Anyway, I'm seeing more than 5.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
saw more than 5 re-rolls, so I believe it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's suddenly a break in the sky, and a beam of sunlight just penetrates down through the thick fog above and completely envelops the temple. And you hear the goblins like shrieking from its light, which is like slowly expanding outward ever so slowly.
Okay.
And you hear a rallying cheer like from off in the distance.
Lenora looks up at Ivo and says, now we go.
He's already gone.
He's already in the door.
Yeah, I mean,
Run it in with a two-handed axe, just yelling out.
I'm imagining him like looking back, squinting in the sun, and just kind of like, waving them up. Maybe a thumbs up for the prayer too.
They're all like deep in prayer, and you tear off in the midst of it. And
I mean, Yeah, well, I had already roleplayed that I was gone. So.
Dakath,
And I'm
where
not
are
going to help with
you?
the prayer, too.
Nice.
Dakath, would you have been praying or following?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess all of us closed our eyes, and then wait, where's Ivo?
Ivo, you approached the door to the church, and it's been kind of like half torn off, and it's just dangling there, wide open, and it's lit. All these candles are lit with this like blue flame. You see an altar of mud and bone and limbs from creatures you recognize and creatures you don't have been like created into this elaborate platform with mounts and spirals and little like openings where it's almost as if, you know, the skull of this creature that almost looks like it would have been some kind of giant or an ogre has like been turned into this space where a candle is burning, and you can see there's some kind of, you know, rotting organs just in it as some kind of either decor or ritualistic use. There is Agatha, and she is like tying down the priest who you saw being escorted earlier. Her two men, the two Golden Army spearmen that are alongside her, tying him down. She's overseeing all of this. The wolf stands up next to the altar where he's being tied down and howls. There's a boom of thunder overhead as he does. And the troll pulls out this massive serrated, like, two-handed instrument and approaches the priest. And he's chanting in this, like, deep voice. And the wolf, in this almost very inhuman canine voice, like, also starts chanting. And then a beam of
Luke
light
yells no. And in that moment, he will force something to be.
He was in the midst of narrating.
Oh, my apologies. I was trying to interrupt to say Luke is going to do something, but never mind.
Well, you're not there yet. You stayed back to pray, I thought.
Oh, I thought I was in. Never mind. Sorry, that is me being rude.
Ivo is seeing this, and then the sunlight envelops everything, and you're blinded for a brief moment almost, and you hear just screams of pain and outrage from the troll. Because there's cracks in the building, and so he, like, leaps out of the sunlight into a shadowy corner. And you said you would wave to everyone to, like, catch up to you. So what do you do when you see this light?
Well, and just to be clear, again, you all knew I was going because I'm doing it partly for effect, right? Like the grin and the thumbs up. So I just wanted to clarify because that seemed kind of up in the air from some of your all's perspectives. Yeah, so I mean, if I see this as I'm like waving them on, kind of maybe it's almost simultaneous. How many soldiers? I mean, is it just the wolf, the troll, and Agatha and the priest, or are there others in there? Is Lenora's dad visible?
Lenora's dad is in there, and 2 Golden Army spearmen, in addition to the 3 main, the wolf, the troll, and Agatha.
Does her dad look like a prisoner or something, or a conspirator?
No, he's just kind of calmly standing there watching what's happening off to the sides and
Interesting.
off to the side.
And how is Agatha responding to the son?
She like screams out just a curse upon Asher.
Do I have a clear shot if I wanted to try to attack her?
Yeah. Crossbow's always loaded, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense then. So I'll raise my crossbow and take a shot at her.
Just remember, you are currently in a field, and there is air.
Yep. And you have +1 die from the link test.
How do you? What would the ob be?
Yeah, I have no idea all that stuff.
Just
But I have 2 bonus dice, is what I'm being told. Is a start. Does one of the bonus dice is it actually, what's this divine inspiration? Is that one of them?
That is your deeds.
Divine
okay.
inspiration is if you're using your deeds point. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I do have a deeds point. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. What does that give you?
Allows you to reroll all your failed successes or doubles your dice pool if you use it before. There's a bunch of other things, but those are the relevant ones I can remember right now.
Okay. I guess we'll see. I mean, obviously this is kind of it would be nice to knock her out. Reed, you investigating and considering obs?
Yeah.
Okay. No rush. I just figured that's why you were quiet.
It's in range and cover, technically. Don't remember what the...
This is one of the most annoying parts of the game, in my opinion, is like
It's almost like I'd
figure-
rather do a fight than
Yeah,
figure out the obs.
figuring out how to use
crossbow,
ranged weapons out of range and cover.
because it's not even.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
figured
I'm
it was
pretty
just
sure
gonna be
it's I'm pretty sure it's usually an ob 1 or an ob 2.
Yeah, I remember it's actually like what type of crossbow did you buy? I think that's relevant for some reason. I don't.
Arbalest.
Yeah.
I was just at it and then I lost it. I do like to know the tidbits, though. Understand the game better.
Yeah.
a lot of nooks and crannies.
I don't know. What would the ob be? Because it's not. I know you'd roll.
Oh,
die
right.
fade
So,
if it hits.
so if you're at optimal range, it's ob 2.
Optimal range ob 2. Perfect. We'll go with
Yep.
that.
406. Yeah.
All right.
So, how do I really increase my chances of taking her out, or like doing as good a damage and blah 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 as I can? Is this the kind of thing where it's like dice
So
over
you
top
got-
the ob?
So you get +1 die for being in the field, +1 die for the link test, +1 die for being at optimal range with a crossbow. So that's +3 to whatever your crossbow skill
Yeah,
is.
my crossbow's 3, but I just didn't know if like for every success over the ob, I get that much closer to killing her, or like is it that kind of thing? Or
For every success over the ob, you add 1 to your die of fate, which
Your die of-
actually
your die of fate.
It
Correct.
determines your amount of damage.
What do y'all think? Should I use my deeds point and really go for the gusto?
I wouldn't spend a deeds on this, but I would like spend a bunch of persona. That's my opinion. You do what you think is best.
I just don't know the numbers as well as you all. Okay. Maya, any
many-
thoughts?
Deeds are
How
rare.
many hits
You
would
want
you
to
need to likely just murder her?
It would be badass. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea all this stuff.
Well, let's take a look at your sheet.
That's a good place to start. I didn't even think of that. Combat and gear.
His Arbalist as superb as a B11.
Yeah, and that's a 5 or a 6. And a
So,
B8 still for real.
so if you have persona, I would say spend it.
But not deeds?
Deeds are really rare and really powerful. I would.
I would save it for something that, because it only doubles your base dice, right? So right
Yeah.
now you have
Oh.
6 dice before adding any Arda on an Ob2.
Yeah, you could probably fork like maybe 2, maybe 3 things into this as well.
Not much. I mean, I'll throw out stuff-wise and appraisal, though. Again, that idea of, like, praising her armor, maybe. I know that's more meant for, like, treasure, though.
I would let appraisal work, but not stuff-wise, I think.
Do you have observation?
I do. Does the observation come in handy in this context?
Yeah, you gotta see in between all those cracks in her armor. Otherwise, you're just gonna hit her arm.
Well, I guess that's what I was using. I was rationalizing appraisal for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Reed, I don't know how you kind of rule that sort of stuff, though. So
I would let
I don't know,
appraisal work.
appraisal.
Yeah, like cracks in the armor. I definitely think that is fine. Knowing
Okay.
that armor.
But not observation.
Oh no, observation definitely.
Okay.
So
So that
then
gives
you
me.
have plus 2 more, so that's 8 against an Ob2.
Yeah, I think I've got it all set up. B3, 3 bonus dice, 2 persona, and 2 forks.
Yeah.
And my axe.
And yes. Damn, no 6s. That's fucked up.
That's still plus 3 to your die of fate. That's you're gonna do great. I believe in you.
How do I roll that?
It's just a D6. So in the chat window,
You
the
can click
square
on the
one.
D6 and
Yeah.
we'll just roll it. Yep.
Yeah, so you get an 8 out of 6.
So that's a B11.
So she's going to take the hit to her torso.
Oh, it should have been a headshot.
I mean, you can move it, right? You have the successes.
You'll be able to use
If
a
we're
success
running
to
that
move it.
type of rule.
Correct.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm just thinking if I really do it, I want it to be cinematic and badass.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
that's
I think you could, if we're using those rules, then I guess technically you could move it, right?
Reed, you're the GM.
I'm just looking
I know you know that.
for if your weapon is versus armor or not. Trying to find the table of weapons.
Yeah, I'm actually in.
Gosh, I was just at it too. I need to get more bookmarks.
Yeah, some of these bookmarks are really good, and some of them aren't. Like the trait index, no, appendices, weapon appendices. There it is.
Crossbow is 2 armor.
Shit,
It's like a
heavy crossbow.
They're big. Yeah, no, it's like a heavy crossbow. That's an arbalest, not a crossbow technically, but it uses crossbow skill.
It's an arquebus or a heavy crossbow.
Arquebus is a rifle, I think, like a musket.
Yeah, isn't it? I'm looking at missiles, IMS, and Die of Fate on page 557 of the main burning wheel.
That didn't roll, did it? What the heck?
Well,
2.
It's VA3, so whatever her armor is, -3.
Oh,
I think
it's
that's how that works.
yeah.
Yeah, heavy crossbow? Is that what he has, or crossbow?
He's got a heavy crossbow.
I think
No,
it counts
he has
as
a
regular.
crossbow. He has a crossbow, so it's VA2.
Yeah, I think it's regular.
Annoying that they don't have a.
I
Yeah.
thought the heavy and Arbalest were the same thing. I'm surprised Arbalest isn't an option.
I mean, is it? I don't know his character sheet. Oh wait, this might be a dwarven
Oh,
thing.
you know what? You want to. I mean, I guess it doesn't really count, but yes, a dwarven arbalist. The only
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is, it's a crossbow. It gets he would have gotten also +1d to the skill, to the roll, but it doesn't matter at this point. So
Yeah,
yes,
what-
it's VA. It's VA2.
That's right, it's dwarf specific. I forgot.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah,
it counts as a crossbow.
cool.
When
So I'm having to do this manually. VA just literally reduces the armor roll, I believe. Yes.
I think so.
Wow, and I still
what
got
is this though?
26.
These devices are so well made they add a +1d balance die to the wielder's skill.
Yeah,
You
that just gives you an extra die.
It just gives
to,
you a
to
flat
roll.
+1.
It's a +1 magic weapon. Think of it that way.
So should I roll another 1d, or was that built
Well, the
in?
question is whether you can move it
Yeah,
because
no,
you
you
have
can-
all these extra.
Oh yeah, you can definitely move it because she's got full armor, and it's strange as
Good.
you fire. The wolf kind of yelps, and she turns and sees you, and the arrow hits her right in the chest, and you see kind of a shimmering field of these black and like white electricity kind of explodes around her, that the arrow seemed to like penetrate this force field of some kind and then strikes her. So you can spend a success to move it off her chest, like, and strike her somewhere else, or you can use it to bump up your injury by 1.
Well,
basically.
Well, your injury is already at its maximum, so I would move it to her
That's
head.
true.
Okay. Yeah, I just think it would be cool for it to just like total, brutal headshot. I'm thinking like this is a movie, basically. I don't know about the effects.
It's freaking cool, man.
Yes. You just walk up, the sun that's at your back, and you just dome the second antagonist. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Where did we go? Oh, here we go. So what was your total damage then?
It should be a B11 probably
Yeah.
to her head.
So I think ranged weapons don't get added or anything. They just have a set
flat.
thing when
Yes.
they're made. So
So the wolf whimpers, she turns towards you, and your arrow just goes right into the slit between her eyes. And she falls to the ground dead. Or at least
Victories.
limp and dying, as far as you can tell, at best.
This is how we get rid of the baddies. We just get good lucky pot shots at them.
I mean, crossbows are scary for a reason.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, what is everybody else doing? You run up. He was crouched behind, like, to the side of the door, and then he stepped out into it and fired right as you all run up. And
Well,
you
the question is whether this is wrap up time or not.
Oh,
I
you're right.
think there's going to be a lot
No, that's
about to
perfect.
happen.
I didn't even realize the time. So yeah, that's a perfect place to stop.
Yeah.
Agatha is dead.
Yay!
And now you just
Well,
have
we know who the MVP is.
you just have a great wolf and a troll warlord to contend with now.
I mean, I debated the others, but I just felt like she was kind of bossing them around. So, and she
No.
was more likely to be killed by my crossbow too, I guess. But
Yeah.
she seemed to be in charge.
Crossbow's
that was-
a B11 wound would kill every single person in this group. Don't worry about it, man. It's not true. Maybe not. Maybe not to Koth. Who knows? Elves are weird.
Yeah, we could have had 2 Duel of Wits this game for totally different reasons if you'd gone differently. That would have been interesting.
As soon as you say Duel of Wits, I'm like, no, whatever can avoid that.
Oh,
Um,
Duel of Wits seems awesome and kind of easy and quick.
it is kind of awesome. It's a lot quicker when everyone knows what they're doing. And I just didn't want to make another deal with another demon. Like, hey, dude, I just wanted the thing, and he just I knew this was gonna end up weird. That's why I brought a group of people to like murder anyone who fucks me over. Like, if you're cool walking away from this, I'm cool walking away from this, and that was Luke's entire deal.
I guess I do have Glib as a call-on trait now, which wouldn't be bad in Duel of Wits. Probably useful.
The troll's
Hey,
mortal
trying to-
wound is B12, it looks like.
That is, you would have given him a traumatic wound either way. That would have been
It's
real
even
bad.
Traumatic would have been kind of crazy. Yeah. B11's insane.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go down the list here. Dakath. Let's look at your.
Sorry, my computer is still restarting.
Okay.
It froze right when you were saying what happened to her.
Well,
So-
I can open your sheet for you.
Yes, please. It decided it needed to update as well. My computer, that is.
So, do you know your beliefs? Or you want me to read them for you?
Let's read them.
Oh, are we doing Artha?
Yeah.
Just come back to me, please.
Okay. We will go to Ivo next. Bits.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the bringing the excitement, that's what I tried to do at the very end, but otherwise I was pretty quiet and nothing notable.
I think the Order of Thomas ruined me and killed Amelys. They must be knocked down a peg. Shooting one of their leaders in the head counts.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's probably at least one peg.
Yeah.
that's definitely a you could say you fulfilled it and take a persona point and then rewrite it to something
I
else.
mean, I looked at that as a fate farm, but I just get so turned around with this Thomas that term doesn't ever come up.
Well, look
So
at it.
what do you
Connor, you have
You could
8
just say the
fate and
followers,
0
change it to
persona.
the followers of Anti, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, maybe I'll put that in parentheses.
Like,
So
you
is
are-
that 2 fate then, Reed?
Well, unless you want to, I mean, you already have 8 fate and no persona, and so
I would say that you've knocked them down a peg, and
Yeah.
you can rewrite it and keep it going.
The peg is literally the arrow in the eye of the second in command. That's literally the peg you knock them down
But-
on.
Yeah, the
That's a
trick is I just don't have
persona.
any big ideas for what to have.
no,
now,
really,
but
like
maybe I
yeah,
can-
Connor,
you
it's
could
as
just
simple
read
as
it.
I will kill the troll next. Boom, persona
Yes.
point next session.
Yes.
Like that's it.
So more like a torchbearer type goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain likes that kind of simplicity more.
Yes, it seems to work well in this particular campaign as well.
Yeah, that's how I've gotten so many Persona and no Fate. So, I still think you should get a Fate for I bring the excitement, I bring the adventure, I will stop at nothing, we will perpetually move on until we've reached our safe haven. Like we're gonna make our safe haven on the corpses of our enemies. That's what that belief says to me.
So a fate and a persona sounds pretty sweet.
Reed, is that all right? Is that how you read it too?
Yep.
Oops.
Definitely.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my instincts. Like at some point, my ears perked up when the Raksha or whatever said something about like treasure and stuff, because I have that instinct of never turn down an opportunity to turn a profit, but that didn't seem to be a possibility.
Oh yeah, he could have handed you a bunch of gold. That's one of the outcomes that could have happened. That was a real thing.
Oh, I feel like the way you all framed it, it was like, no, he's talking about his treasure or something. Like it wasn't something that could be acquired, so I just kind of let it lie. But it didn't get us in trouble, so it's not important.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one else wanted to make a deal with the devil.
They're not poking on your greed enough.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Okay, Lenora.
Oh, okay.
Recover the scythe as so Fate.
Yeah, we'll go in towards the side.
Oh, you could take a persona for the find your father if you wanted and be like, I found my father, I need to question him about where my brother is, then
Oh yeah, okay.
so you'd get a persona for that and rewrite.
I'm pretty stoked to see where that goes too, just as an aside. Like I'm intrigued by his presence.
I know Lenora didn't really respond to too much, not that you could really get to him or do anything about it anyways.
No, she's waiting until she can get to him to
Like,
do anything.
questions.
Yeah.
I will guide my companions to deliver justice. Yeah, Fate.
Peaceful lands. Right now, this means keeping the sorcerer alive. Am I the sorcerer?
You are the sorcerer.
Yeah, I'm a wizard. Well, I'm alive, so I guess you succeeded. I don't think that's the way we should interpret that, but cool, I'm alive.
That was intended to in case we had to fight the thing that was being summoned. But we didn't have to fight the thing that was being summoned, so I guess it's just a fate.
Yeah. I mean, I agree this is kind of lame, but also like you did the thing. Like, so I would say persona, but this is you, man.
You mean getting you to this point alive?
Yes, but like this is a you choice. Also, the belief was like, hey, if we get in a fight with this weird cat demon, I'm gonna keep him alive specifically.
Right. Yeah.
Like that happened, but that was also happened because we like were incredibly non-combative to the cat demon thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'll rewrite it for next time to be specific to what's going on now.
So I almost think the first half is more persona worthy. I will guide my companions to deliver justice to this cruel and cursed land. You literally used faith to call down a beam of light to light up the place for his arrow to strike down the second in command.
Yeah.
You literally
That was
guided
a cool
him to the only reason that even really happened was it would have been darkness without that. He wouldn't have been able to make the shot basically. So you could take a persona and rewrite it if you wanted.
Okay. I see. Okay, cool. Thank you. And then in terms of instincts, none of these got me in trouble except for the last one, but I don't think it was played in the way that I would have played it. So I think it's just 1 and 2 this time.
Yeah. Okay, Loop.
The Insectivide Dead has spoken to me and brought me with them and brought with them a devil. I will hold my heart true to Asher, heading to the temple where the scythe lays. I ain't put my name on any other like deity spirit thing. I feel like I did this.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's
it's
a
persona worthy, but
No,
like
that's
I
a
ain't putting
persona.
someone else's name on me.
Yeah, no, that's persona and rewrite.
God damn it! I wanted fate. My soul burns with embers, but my soul burns like embers, but it still burns. I will guard my companions from the oddities of this road, and I shouldn't have added learning from the book of Auntie's prayers. Otherwise, I would have gone to fate. God damn it! And my third one is I will do this deed for the price that is paid and get a name for my troubles. I think we did get the name of the demon and the summoner, but I also like
No, you wouldn't
don't
have
know if
gotten the name. He essentially had the name wrong, which is why he failed. And now you know the demon is like loose on this plane. So, but you got the magic talisman.
Yeah, I got
that
literally
Cersei set
the
for
most
so.
powerful summoning item in the game. Are you sure you wanted to give that to me?
So that's also a persona.
Okay.
You'll need it. It's only against major. It's only against like demons of his level.
Okay, that's the other thing. I needed to like understand which gauge of stuff I can do.
There's
Yeah.
major corporal, lesser deity, major deity.
Cool. So things that will fuck me up real good. Gotcha. That'll be fun to mess around with. My instincts didn't come up really, except for like none of them were bad, but they did come up. I'm not playing him resigned to fate, even though I should. I was esoteric. Yeah, I'm good with this. I'll take 2 more persona. That's me.
Did you get back online, Nick?
Yeah, I'm looking at my sheet now. I totally forgot to rewrite my third belief that I finished, but my second one was I will lead the party away from the city towards Asher's temple, where we believe the artifact to be. I think that's a persona. That's weird.
We fulfilled that.
Yeah. And then instinct wise, I think never hide who I am kind of got me in trouble.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because
Definitely.
they wanted me to be somebody who I wasn't.
Correct. Yeah.
Agreed.
And then I don't know if never hide from a fight got me.
Not yet.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, nothing. So a fate and a persona. I think that's it for me.
It's not too bad.
I mean, I'm jealous of your fate. So
Your
jealous.
your third belief is an old one. You have to just totally rewrite it.
I'm going to make a case for never hide from a fight because you did give him the option of resting to heal himself,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
he
I'm
turned it down to fight. So
That's a good point.
I would give him a fate point for that.
Now he has to go toe to toe with
I
this
would agree.
troll, and he's wounded
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
No, that's a very good point. So 2 fate and a persona.
All right, was that for me? I stopped being able to hear you all.
Yes, that was for you.
Yes.
Um,
We think one of your instincts got you another fate because you were given the option to rest and you chose not to.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So 2 fate, 1 persona. Sorry, I keep narrating. My apologies.
No worries. I appreciate the recap. For some reason, the app on my phone was just like, I'm going to stop conveying the voices of others.
I would like to make a MVP nomination for Ivo for doming the second antagonist of the entire campaign.
Yep.
Indeed.
Is that Persona?
That
I
is.
believe so.
Take your persona.
I made one of the two back up then.
Do we think there was a workhorse for this session?
You and I did a lot of rolling.
Yeah, it's one of us. That was what I was going
I
to
was
say.
going to throw it that way. I mean, both. It's tricky because you all both had those useful moments, like the I don't know the language for the magic stuff that Luke does, but whether that was a Cercination spirit binding thing for that bonus in the fields, or the light prayer at the end by Lenora. I mean, I think both of those were pretty important moments of help. But I don't know how to evaluate which of the two. So in that regard, maybe both of you should get it if that's even allowed. Or neither.
I will give it to Lenora because I don't need more persona.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, Loop did get that bonus, but Lenora did multiple prayers and faith tests,
And tactics.
essentially
Yeah,
to do,
I'm okay
the
with this.
same thing. It was all geared toward that tactics, that tactical approach. So yeah, I think we give that workhorse. Moldbreaker? Anybody? Didn't think about it while we were going through.
I don't think so.
I think we're getting close to that for some of us, but
Yeah.
but not quite. None of us has been put in a position where we had to go against our beliefs.
It would be cool if Dakath all of a sudden was like, I think I will take the mantle of leadership. Just fuck it, why not? Because I think humility and sort of being willing to serve in the shadows on some level is a pretty central theme of his character. It would be funny if he was like, I want the spotlight, baby.
I don't think I want to give Dakath embodiment too, because the whole scene of singing and I was just trying to do some quick little role play with him, and it turned into this really epic moment that actually went really poorly for you.
Yeah.
I think that embodies exactly what an elf is all about, basically. So.
Yeah.
A big swinging.
Yeah, funny.
So is that a persona?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone made us. There was no humor.
No, it was fun. It was
It was
very
fun. It was funny.
We didn't have any laughs.
No, we're not a laughing group. We're a let's go kill these monsters group.
There's always there's usually a good joke or two, but I think today's was kind of serious.
Yeah, I think I kind of felt like I kind of forgot the groove a little bit because we haven't played in so long. So I think that's kind of what it was.
I was super out of it when we started, and then kind of got a second win after I ate some food.
Yeah, I need to go eat something.
Yeah.
And a dog encounter with a possum also woke me up a little bit.
So we're playing in 2 weeks though, Thursday the 26th. Is that? I feel like that had come up, but I don't know.
That's correct.
Been a little while.
That's what we discussed. Is that still good for everyone?
Great with this.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Cool.
I fully expect there's to be some pushback because it's the day after Christmas. Might be family stuff. So I am committing to this, but also I don't know what the future holds. Is my opinion.
Okay. Well, we can play it by ear if you think you might get roped into some stuff. I mean, it's that time of year. So.
I don't actually think so. I thought my entire family was going to come to Houston, hence why I came to Houston, and then no one's going to show up. So I'm like, okay.
God, get baited, nerd.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
It's funny.
just keep us posted.
yeah.
All right, I guess we can look at it as close to being confirmed.
Yeah.
Should work for me.
Cool. All right. Glad
Yep,
we could
should
get
be
back
good
to
for
it.
Yep.
Thanks everyone. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.